The question is, identify the type of naso-orbitoethmoidal fracture given in the image below. So NOE fractures, they were classified by Markowitz and Manson into three types based on the presentation, based on the amount of bones involved, and lastly based on whether fixation is possible or not. These were the three most important criteria that they had used in order to identify nasal and NOE fractures. So based on that, they classified type 1 into the simplest form. So simplest in the sense that it is a very simple fracture and involves only one portion of the median orbital rim. So only one portion of the median orbital rim is involved in the fracture. So if you see, if this is your medial orbital rim, only one fracture line would be seen with involving only one part of it. In addition to that, the median canthal ligament, that means you have the lateral canthal ligament over here and the lateral and the medial. So this is the medial and this is the lateral. So this attachment is seen on the medial wall of the orbit. So it is attached to the nasal bone over here. This is the nasal bone. So it is attached over here. This attachment is intact in type 1 fractures. In case of It may be unilateral or bilateral in the sense that it can occur only on one side or on either side. Last, in case of bilateral complete type 1 fracture, there is usual medial canthal tendon displacement and hence stabilization of the osseous monoblock suffices. It's okay even if you don't go through this. So what is a class 1 fracture in summary is a type 1 fracture. This is the nasal bone. This is the orbit. As you know, the nasal bone forms a part of the orbit. So the medial canthal ligament attaches over here, whereas the lateral attaches on the lateral wall of the orbit. So the medial canthal ligament, number one, the attachment is intact. Second, there is only one line of fracture line that is present. It is in multiple fracture lines, or it is not a comminuted fracture. So that means there is no comminution. And third, there is fixation and stabilization is possible. Type 2 fractures again can be unilateral or bilateral, may involve large segments or could be comminuted. So in this case, you can have more than one fracture line, or you could have the entire floor of the orbit could be in the form of multiple fragments that could be present. Okay, this is what is type 2. Again, the canthus remains attached to a last central segment and fixation of the fragment segment is sufficient. So again, there is no displacement of the medial canthal ligament. And secondly, these small bones that are present, the comminuted bones, can be fixed. That is why it is a type 2 fracture. Type 3 NOE fractures are the comminution is there and the central fragment of the bone where the medial canthal tendon attaches. So in this case, the medial canthal ligament is attached over here. The fracture line passes such that the bone is comminuted, number one. Number two, the ligament which was attached to the bone has separated from the bone. So the canthus is rarely avulsed completely through the fragments of the bone, though the fragments of the bone are so small that reconstruction is not possible. So in type 3 fractures, summary, number one, the canthal ligament is involved. Two is reduction and fixation is not possible. Three, it is multiple fractures. Transnasal wiring. What is transnasal wiring is? This is the nasal bone. You apply a wire from the medial canthal ligament over here. You take it to the other side. You attach the medial canthal ligament on the other side and you bring it here. So this is what is transnasal wiring, or other forms of resuspension of the canthus is required. The bony framework, if beyond fixation, is reconstructed secondarily. Reconstructed in the sense you will have to probably use grafts in this case. So see, type 1 NOE fracture. Over here, it is basically a single plate. This is all the maxilla, but this is a single plate that is involved. In type 3, you can see that there are multiple fractures, multiple fragments of bone present everywhere, and the canthal ligament that you see over here has been displaced. In type 2, there are again multiple fragments of bone that are present. However, the medial canthal ligament probably is attached to its origin and it is not involved in the fracture.